Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of the Showbound podcast presented by Axel Watches. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here alongside Ethan Cardwell. And Cardsy, what's up? How's your quarantine going?
It's going all right, man. I mean, not much to do. Just kind of stuck in the basement with the boys and just getting food delivered to like the stairs and have to go up and grab it and then come back down and just we've been fortunate enough. Obviously, we touched on it before. March Madness is on and some the WGC golf this week actually too is match play too. So it's made it a lot of fun kind of just to be able to watch that. And then we've been fortunate enough, grandparents and family members have been dropping food off, cookies. So might come out of here a few pounds more than we want, but no, we're still working out. I got a decent little home gym here too. So we've been grinding that, but no, really anxious to get out. I think got a few more days left, not too long until I'm a free man again and back on the streets of Curtis. So looking forward
Watch out.
looking forward to that and just kind of looking forward to getting out and seeing my family and just fortunate enough that we got home in time so that we can spend Easter moderately maybe outside or something, be able to see some family members anyway.
Yeah, and you mentioned watching golf, but it's basically golf season here for us. And I know the course near me that I go to opens April 1st, so I'm so fired up to just finally get back on the course, really focus on improving my game this year and see my friends outdoor and play golf and be safe, all that stuff, and just have a good time and get ready for our Axel Invitational or whatever we call the Axel Annual with Byfield and Perfetti coming up this summer. So even we
Yeah,
haven't even asked Byfield about it, we just assume he's down. But
yeah, we'll be able to get them on. But no, you want to mention the code AX, or maybe I can grab it here. I mean,
yeah,
AX underscore Showbound is the promo code, so everyone go check out Axel Watches. Definitely get your watch and use the code for a nice discount. But yeah, no, the Axel, it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll make sure we can get Q out there for sure. But
yeah. Hopefully I
yeah,
don't
my
embarrass myself too much, man. Like my golf game is questionable, but
So
um
so is Q's and Fetz is a work in progress too, but I know he just got some new clubs, so he'll be feeling good about himself. But my course opens April 15th too, bro, and I'm so fired up because the Masters goes to like the 11th, and then the range will be open, and then just like I don't know, it's just such good vibes in April and in spring when you got Easter and Masters, and then the golf courses are opening, as you know, and we'll be out there soon enough. But we'll see. I don't know how much golf I'm going to get in, and I know we wanted to talk about the OHL, but
yeah.
I'll definitely be on the course until we get called back if we do.
Well, yeah, before we get into the OHL, I wanted to say, I mean, like last week I got a lot of messages and stuff about I brought up the Starbucks coffee thing, and I just want to follow up on that, man. Like I guess I was getting pranked by all of my friends on Snapchat and stuff. I was just getting blown up with snaps and Instagram messages of just pictures of Starbucks coffee. Like people were just flying on my way. People I don't even talk to, like stuff because I promote the podcast on my own social media and stuff. So like, so a lot of them are listening to it. And I'm just sitting here getting message after message of Starbucks coffee. So like, all right, you got me. Still annoying, still not a brag, but we can move on. And yeah, I do want to talk about the OHL. So a lot of stuff going on Twitter and stuff mainly that I'm seeing of like there's no communication type of thing. Like I want to know, Cardsy, as an OHL player, like have you heard anything? Do you know what's going on?
Oh man, I feel like it's kind of Groundhog Day. We kind of get the same news quite a bit, and I know the OHL, the government's really working hard, and they want to get us back on the ice as soon as safely as possible. But I feel like there's going to be maybe a potential date where it's like, is it too late now to be able to do it, and just to be able to set everything up so we can have a smooth season next year. But no, I'm still hopeful. Whatever kind of format it may be, it would just be nice to get back with the boys. But no, I from that front, I haven't heard anything great news, but I also haven't heard any bad news either. So I think we're kind of just still in the same situation we were. But I don't know, man. Like the cases were really high yesterday in Ontario, and
Yeah.
just it doesn't look good until we can start rolling out these vaccines, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the different approach, the negative approach, and I'm gonna say like I'm not hopeful that there's gonna be a season this year anymore. Like I've kind of lost faith in that. I think, as the cases keep rising now and you're hearing rumblings about maybe some more lockdowns or something, and it's almost April. I mean, I think by the time, yeah, like it's basically April, and I don't know how you can start a season this late. I think I'm hearing pushback
Well,
from
yeah,
team.
dude.
Like
When this is airing, it's going to be April.
March
So
31st, this episode airs. Yeah, yeah. And but yeah, teams are being like, we're all losing money. Like, why don't we just, cut our losses and look forward and prepare for next season type of thing. And I don't know. I'm not as hopeful as you, but obviously I would love to see some OHL hockey. I don't know. But hey, we'll obviously keep everybody updated as we find out. Um, so we got two guests this week. Actually, we got Cole Coskey and Bode Wilde, two former Saginaw Spirit players currently playing for Bridgeport in the AHL, New York Islanders prospects, and it was a fun time catching up with them and former teammates of yours, Cards. So that's an exciting interview that we will get to you guys soon. I know we were talking about it a bit, Cards, but I want to talk about Curtis Gabriel in the NHL San Jose Sharks. He's up there. He's making some noise, I guess. I mean, on social media, he's kind of like vlogging his whole NHL experience, but also on the ice, he's really stirring the pot, bringing back some old school hockey, and like cross checking guys at the red line and warm ups and stuff, and making it interesting. You got anything on him you want to talk about?
I mean, yeah, I what he's doing kind of off the ice is kind of like, I know he's a big supporter of the LGBTQ community, and diversity, and racial equality and stuff. So that's really really good that he supports that, and what he does off the ice. And yeah, he's kind of like vlogging and stuff. So it's kind of like the first time we've ever seen an NHL player kind of like take you through like the real day in the life. And it is pretty cool to see how Showtime it is, man. Like they're the hotels they stay in and everything's just so first class and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty funny to see him out there. He's taking on every heavyweight in the league, and it looks like he's not intimidated, but he's getting out there and he's causing antics for sure.
I remember like in his, I think, first or second game in the NHL this year, he fought Ryan Reeves on Vegas and posted a picture of it, and he tagged Reeves. This guy had the audacity to tag Ryan Reeves in the fighting pic he posts. And like they don't follow each other or anything, like they don't know each other. Um, so Reeves is probably like, why is this clown like this guy just tagging me, bro? It's so like he's got to be getting ripped on every game. You know what I mean? Even in the O, like if you do something like that, you're getting chirped. And imagine in the NHL, like you're just kind of like there's no like it's the code, you know what I mean, type of thing. Like, is he overstepping as a young guy? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fine line, and you got to kind of watch what you're doing on the ice and how you're kind of treating the older guys. But
I support it though. I mean, at least like for me, as someone who's obviously not in the NHL, like it's just extremely entertaining. But as someone
yeah,
who,
he's not afraid.
yeah, it's great to see. I mean, I'm really loving it, and I hope he keeps it up. But I just think like he's getting carved out there.
Yeah, and no, I mean he's got a lot of balls, and we're gonna talk about balls here in a second with our nice Manscaped ad. But
Well, yeah, I do want to say you talk about balls. You got Bush cards?
uh, quarantine bush, yeah.
Well, you definitely do if you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, Manscaped. After using these life-changing products, you're going to want to join a ball sack beauty contest. I'm looking out for you too because I also have an exclusive 20% off discount. You can use the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. And Cards, we talked about it last week a bit that you finally got to use the products and stuff. So, man, like I'm actually rocking the cologne right now, just sitting in the basement doing this podcast. It smells so good. The refined cologne they sent us. But what do you think? Like the products you've been using so far, you like it?
I mean, no complaints, man. I'm getting a little lazy. I mean, we're sharing a bathroom in the basement, so it can't go too crazy. But I know once I'm out of quarantine, I'll want to look and smell good when I get out. So I'll definitely do some manscaping soon.
Oh yeah, and Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. This is the best trimmer to help you trim the hedges. This trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. When you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, making sure your balls are smelling majestic before your Tinder date. You'll also find the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, a spray-on testy toner that's designed to make your balls smell irresistible. Be sure to add their refined cologne to your arsenal. And with a Perfect Package or Performance Package purchase, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, $39 value, and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers, which I'm actually wearing right now. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND on manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for your bush trimming experience. Once again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code Showbound at manscaped.com. It's 2021 and you still got bush, change that with Manscaped. Now, normally we do the Manscaped ad and send it in the interview, but we got a little Axel watch update as well. I just figured we had to jump on that chance since you mentioned the balls to throw it in right there. But last week I said we're going to be doing another Axel watch giveaway. The winner is Nathan Cuthbert. So Nathan, check your email. Congratulations, you won an Axel watch, and next week we're going to be giving another one away.
All right, now we'll send it over to the interview.
I want to welcome Bode Wilde and Cole Coskey to the podcast. Guys, can you just introduce yourself for the listeners so they get to know your voices? Bode, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? It's Bode Wilde here. I'm my second year in Bridgeport. Played with Cards and Coskey here in Sag, and now living with Cole.
Yeah, Cole Coskey here. First year in Bridgeport, living with Bodes. Played with Cards and Saginaw. Played with Bodes and Saginaw.
All right, that pretty much gives us a little bit of an intro piece.
Let's do a little background too. I just want to say for the listeners one more time, sorry to cut you off, but so that was our third intro into this one, and I just want to say that we were having some confusion off the bat. And we wanted to make sure the listeners can get to know their voices too, so we know who's talking if you're not on the video version on YouTube. But it's funny, it took us 3 tries here, and I think we'll throw Kosk under the bus. He had a little slip up off the bat too, so
it's all good.
That one's on him. But here we are. So do you guys just want to tell us about how your season's going so far in Bridgeport?
I think first year coming in, just getting your boots in, just kind of getting the flow of the team, getting the flow of the practices, and just flow of the lifestyle is kind of just different for sure. So I think just taking these first steps, especially as a pro, is huge. And I think this year is good so far as a learning curve. So.
Yeah, and for me, it's been pretty good. I played 20 games in the American League last year, coming out of an injury to start the season, and then ended up back in Saginaw, hoping to go for a nice playoff push before the break. But coming into my second year here, I feel pretty good. I feel like I understand the game a lot better, and I'm just way more adjusted to the pace and everything. So I feel good in that aspect. But as a team, I think we definitely, want to be doing a little better. We're not winning as much as we wanted. We have a lot of tight games that, we lose in the third period. So, we're a step away from, doing really well as a team. And I think it would help everyone individually once we get it going.
Yeah, for sure.
Both American kids. I know, Bodes, you're dual citizen, aren't you?
Yeah, born in Canada, and basically, I lived there till I was 12, and then I had dual citizenship from my mom. So when I came over, I became a U.S. citizen, and kind of went from there. Decided to stick with it.
Yeah, and then Kosk, obviously, Chicago kid, but I'm pretty sure you both played for Mission growing up, right?
Yeah, I played straight from Squirt all the way till my OHL draft year at the Chicago Mission.
And then how about you, Bodes?
Yeah, I played at the Mission for like a year right before heading to juniors. So for me, that was the NTDP. So yeah, I was just there for 1 year. It was a pretty good year. We almost made a sweet natty push, but crappy elimination for the boys.
Yeah, so I actually want to talk about that. Bode, your kind of choice to go play for the NTDP before going to the OHL. Were you originally thinking college was the route you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, I had committed to Harvard as a freshman. Lofty goals. And then heading into senior year, I didn't know if that was the right fit for me. So I decided to decommit and recommit to Michigan, and finally realized that wasn't going to be the right move either. So when it was all said and done, I ended up in SAG and thought that, I still think that was the best decision I could have made. I just personally, wasn't that excited coming out of high school to just go dive back into a classroom, and play half as many hockey games and have twice as much homework. Just didn't.
Yeah.
I was looking for. And it was kind of a weird thing because it felt like, that American side, it was like everyone and their mother was, trying to convince me to go to college and all that, and kept telling me what if, and I was like, I'm a hockey player now. I'll go to school. If that doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was the best thing I ever done. SAG was a treat.
Yeah, and a lot of guys kind of tend to do that, especially guys who are going high in the draft like you did. And for the listeners, I think we got Bodes was a second rounder in 2018, was it? Yeah, so 2018, and you go to the OHL, and it's more of a pro kind of feel, bigger schedule and stuff like that. Just kind of gets you ready for pros quicker. So that's what a lot of people kind of have to understand when they see these guys decommit. And we got the same situation kind of with you, Kosk. You go third round of the O, and then I remember you telling me, because for the listeners, you'll learn later, me and Kosk roomed together. But so he opted out. Where were you? You were committed to Miami of Ohio, weren't you?
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you opted out of there to come to SAG. And what was kind of the thought process there? I know school wasn't your strong suit, but
Yeah, no. Yeah, I verbally committed when I was in high school, when I was still with the mission. And then I thought about it for a while with my family, and kind of just didn't seem like the right fit for me with just like school and everything that came with it. I felt like just focusing more on hockey was more for me. So I went with that route and ended up in Saginaw for 5 years. And yeah, I think it's probably the best choice I've made. So
yeah, games played leader in SAG for the listeners. So we got an absolute Saginaw Spirit legend here on the pod, and Bulge did pretty well for himself there too in SAG. So I think overall, definitely a good choice for both these guys to go the O route and then end up in the Islanders system from there.
I want to jump in, Kyle. Before we get right into the O, I want to know just from Bode, like your NTDP experience, obviously like 2 years there, playing in the USHL and stuff. Like how was that? You obviously play with some unreal players. Just can you tell us quickly about that?
That was pretty awesome. I mean, like I grew up or not grew up, when I was 14, so freshman, I was going to school in Plymouth, living in Plymouth, all that kind of thing. So I was like not far from Ann Arbor. One of my good friends, Johnny Gruden's dad, was coaching at the NTDP, so we would go watch them on the weekends and stuff when we weren't playing ourselves with Honeybake. And I got to watch like Clayton Keller, Max Jones, Chad Chris, Adam Fox. I got to watch like this is actually a cool story. When we went to watch with our school freshman year at that hockey school I was going to, one of our field trips as a hockey school was to go watch the University of Michigan, and they were playing the U18s, and Austin Matthews was out there, Bracco, sick team. I think Michigan probably won, but the game was wild. Before the game even started, I think while the guys were out warming up on the ice, we got to tour the locker room because the guy who ran our school is an alumni of Michigan, and I was kind of the last guy walking into the locker room, and then like a door opened and someone kind of grabbed me and pulled me into a room, and I sat down with Red Berenson and Coach Wiseman, and they ended up like offering me a scholarship right there on the spot, and I was like shaking. It was unbelievable. It was kind of out of nowhere, so made the rest of the game a lot more fun to watch for me. But yeah, no, that was a pretty wild experience.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Obviously.
Yeah. So the real question heading into the national team, though, dude, yeah, playing with some incredible players, dude, and so that's really what made me want to go there, was watching all the guys that came out of there and how well they were doing. So when I got the opportunity, it was hard for me to think about anything else, and so I decided to go for it. And you know, I got to play with guys that are doing really well in the show right now, that are even with the Islanders, like Oliver Wahlstrom, Joel Farabee, you know, who had a pretty killer year last year and is doing well this year. Jack Hughes is another stud. Cole Caulfield, who's just signed out of Wisconsin. So yeah, definitely played with some elite players and look forward to playing against them at the next level.
Yeah, the NTDP gets a lot of like hype, and for good reason, good program there. But yeah, obviously going to SAG after that. But then we'll go back to kind of Kosk. Like I know you said 5 years in SAG, and I wasn't there for like the first few years, and you said it was a bit of a struggle for you. Can you kind of just tell us what those first few years were like before you kind of broke out and found your stride there?
Yeah, no, coming in the O as a young guy, especially at that time, I'm sure the guys that, you know, graduated from the league the same time I did could speak the same way. You know, coming to the league that year, I had a bunch of old guys. Obviously, you know, you have your situations, blah, blah, blah. rookie initiations, blah, blah, blah. On your way into the locker room. I mean, there was times where, you know, I was scared to make a pass in practice or like just to have the confidence, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think it just took some time for me to like get my boots in, get me settled. And it took me a full year just to settle in and get my boots in. So
Yeah, no, and you didn't help your case too much when you showed up and tried to wear number 87 as a Chicago.
Yeah,
You want to tell us about that?
I knew that was coming up for sure. No, my first year I came in, I tried to wear number 87. I wore it at Chicago missions for years. I tried to big dog it, bring it in to the O. My captain let me know right away, instantly shut it down. He was like, if you wear that, you're probably getting fined $100 a night. Like you're paying every penny. So yeah, no, that was not happening at all.
No, for good reasoning too. You would have been absolutely getting abused by the other team. So, I mean, a cocky kid committed coming into the O and just coming from Chicago. Like I said, you had a big head, and I've seen it firsthand. So I can only imagine how stubborn you were about things too. And you just show up and say, "Okay, I'm wearing 87. You're not doing anything about it."
Yeah, no.
I got a quick question actually, Cosk. Did you play with I think you might have played with one of my buddies, Connor Brown. Was he on that SAG team with you?
Yeah, I love Brownie. He's awesome.
Okay. He wasn't the captain that was trying to find you, was he? I know he was a captain there.
No, Brownie was beauty. Brownie was awesome.
Okay, yeah, he's a great guy. Okay, that's so fun. Did you hear the story ever of that time he got lost? I think he was playing on Ottawa and they lost him or something.
No, I never heard that story.
Oh, we'll save it. Maybe we can get him on to tell the story. But he had like one crazy night out or something and was gone from his billet house for 3 days. Like he was sleeping in a ditch or something. Like this was when he was playing for Ottawa. And like the 67s, not the Connor Brown on the Ottawa Senators for the listeners. And yeah, they filed like a missing person report for him and everything. So it's an unbelievable story, but we'll have him tell it sometime, guys. But no, Brownie's a beauty. I do also want to ask, what was living with Cards like in junior?
Cards coming in, he was an airhead. This guy, I mean, so much confidence coming in. Just
that's what everyone's always said.
The older guys just kind of want to keep him checked, but also like everyone loved him. Like just like he was a good guy, good gelled in a room with everyone. Fun to be around. I think just every day after the rink, it's kind of just, you never know what you're getting into. So, especially with Cards and me. So,
didn't Cards wasn't he on a scoring streak and missed a game because he slipped on some ice outside?
Yeah. This is actually a hilarious story, Ross. So I get called up. So I get sent down at the start of the year, and I get called up, and I'm actually hot, and I'm scoring, and I'm wearing my fishbowl. I'm all fired up. Like the boys are pumping my tires. So I'm walking into the rink, and I'm just casually walking into the rink after school, and thinking nothing of it. Slip. Snap my ankle, dislocate my ankle out of place. I have to pop it in place on the spot. And the thing swole up so much. I might have a picture of it, but it was so bad, man. And I just remember feeling like the biggest idiot. So then, I had to miss a game, ruin my scoring streak. So it was just a tough go for me there.
Like a 5-game heater, just scoring knuckle pucks, dude. It was awesome.
Whatever, anything I touched was going in the net. And then sure enough, that happens to just kind of kill the vibe. But man, I remember because here's actually another funny story kind of. So when I signed with SAG, originally they were like, yeah, so just give us a what numbers you'd like to wear. And I'm like, yeah, no, I wore 74 in minor midget, so I'll take 74. Nobody has it. And they go, that's not available this year. I go, really? Nobody has it, nobody signed. I'm like, oh, this is really good though. I'll soak 11 and we can get Bode Wilde on the team. So that's kind of how I found out Bodes was coming to the team when they wouldn't let me wear 74.
Back to his question. Cards is great. Just great to be around. It was an awesome experience to hang out with this guy. For sure. We'll be friends for a long time. So
yeah, we honestly though, when when I first came in, like I was scared schmelt at the start, but like still had some confidence. But like I thought Kosk like hated me at the start, and I was like scared of him, and like probably scared of like all the older guys. But
Yeah.
once I kind of got in there and felt comfortable, no, it was good. We had a lot of funny stories, but
Oh, yeah.
I can remember. So me as a rookie, I'm pretty like neat with my things, and I'm like a germaphobe, and Kosk
Oh,
would
yeah,
always give
yeah.
me a hard time
Yeah,
because I can't deal with like dog hair or anything. So I was always freaking out about that. But then Kosk is like he used to like sleep in a lot, so I'd go to school at like 8 in the morning, and I'd come home and it'd be like 11:30 or something. I'd have to run upstairs and wake this guy up, get him out of bed to get to practice on time.
yeah, we had a couple tough goes.
Sorry, cards. I'm still doing that.
Yeah, I can only imagine, Bo, it's the struggle with that. But no, we get a bunch of stories are probably going to come up as we go through here. But I want to talk about quickly like that kind of year that we were all together there in Sag, and we went on that run. It was a pretty good year, and for you, Kosk, amazing year. You end up getting drafted after that season, and Bode's obviously for you just first year in the OHL and just dominating as a defenseman. So can you kind of just talk about that year for both of you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tough year to talk about. Just to start off with, I mean, everyone on that team wanted to win. Everyone wanted to be in that position, and we knew, like everyone in that room knew. So, just like having that team at that time and in that position, and to get those bounces that we did, just kind of, it sucks. You wish you could take it back. You wish you could have it back, especially all the great times and with all the boys and stuff. So yeah, no, it was a blast. The team was amazing. Every guy on that team, I think produced and contributed in any way that they could. So yeah, it was awesome. I think that year was great. So
Yeah, I had a ton of fun too. Obviously, I had some success on the ice, but off the ice, like that was my first year of like real junior hockey. Like that was my first year playing on a team where guys were different ages. Like coming out of the program, we were all the same age. Like every year leading up to that, we were either the same age or 2 birth years. So that was like my first like feel of being an older guy in the locker room and stuff like that. And having a little bit more of a leadership role. So I mean that was kind of cool for me. And I think that helped me develop a lot as like a player and a person. And then like I think that also had a lot to do with like just the guys we had on our team. All our older guys were so cool. There was zero beef like anywhere in that locker room. Like everybody gelled so well. Guys had been there so long and kind of just like were the anchors of our team. And that really is what I think like allowed us to kind of gain some momentum to allow our GM to make some big plays. And then from there, it was just like full steam ahead. And like Koss said, we got our, like literally we have an NHL goalie who gets kicked out of the playoffs for the rest of a series
gives me goosebumps just
in
talking
game
about it,
2.
man.
And a first pairing D-man who, was helping him and Webby were like taking some pressure off me, which allowed me to like, help us create a bit more offense. So then that guy goes out and, I have to go out and play against the first line. So that's a lot of minutes and a lot of defense, and it's hard to create offense. And, they were in that series, that Guelph line.
Yeah, they were good.
Man,
they
they
were
had
good.
like 2
Guelph was
lines.
good.
They're like, they were so good offensively and defensively. So that was just, had me like just grinding. But, all the boys tried to pick up the slack where they could. Lenny got in the pipes and was just money.
Yeah, Lenny was money.
That was a bit of a heartbreaker, but man, that was the coolest year of hockey I've ever played, man. Like,
yeah,
that's like, to have it end like that was like, what really made me want to come back last year and do it again with all the young guys who were lighting it up without me. So I was excited to get back there and join them, and then COVID hits and that hurts even more.
Yeah. So I want to talk about too that same year in SAG, you guys got to experience kind of the start where Saginaw, especially during like high school football season, you're not getting too many fans. that sort of thing. And, trade deadline hits, like you mentioned, some big names come into Saginaw. Next thing you know, I'm seeing like checking box scores. There's 5,500 in there every night. Like everyone's tweeting, doing this. Like Saginaw became the place to be. And you guys got to go through that whole change kind of from like empty to just a crazy fan base. And how can you describe that experience for us?
Yeah, I think even from like the start of the season, just noticing the fans coming in the building, I think just
steady build.
It was crazy. I think just the community came behind the team, and it just made the energy like in the guys and in the room, on the ice, like so much better. But yeah, no, it was crazy. I think it's definitely Saginaw is a hidden gem for sure. We say if you get to go there and experience it and be with those guys, it was crazy. So
I mean, for me, like, I remember getting drafted to Saginaw and being like, what? And like, I remember thinking like, oh, what is this place? But honestly, like, after a couple of months there, I realized, it's the people that make the place. And like, I had awesome billets, awesome teammates. Or everyone in the organization was just like so cool. Our owners were just like the homies, like they were just always hanging around the boys, like getting us going. We're like totally had our backs, like, from top to bottom. So that was awesome. And the way the community got behind us, like Kos said, it was epic. The building was like selling out. My billet dad, who was a police officer in Saginaw for like 25 years, said, this is like the coolest thing to happen to Saginaw like in a long time. And then like our color commentary guy, Dennis DeRozier, was played for the Saginaw Gears or whatever, like years and years ago. And then I think he was the first head coach in Spirit history. And that double OT goal that I scored in Guelph in that series, he said that was the loudest he's ever heard that building get. So, right after it went in the net. So that was like pretty epic for us. And I remember just thinking about that, I get the goosebumps. That place was electric. So,
I put that in my notes before the interview. I wanted to talk about that goal because I know like we've talked about it a bunch. Like my goal is obviously the biggest in Spirit history, but like Bode's is a close second there. But no, that goal was unbelievable. And I remember I was at Health Bomb, and I'm sitting in the up top, and that was the game that Lenny had gotten it to go in for Ivan and stuff, and it was just a debacle, and we were down, and then Bode scores.
We honestly, that was crazy because he has that demeanor about him. Like he has that same confidence that you had when he came in. He seemed like he belonged immediately. Like he had that swagger. He got in the net. He put his hand on the crossbar, and we're like, "Oh, the boys, chill. We're good. We're good." Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
Yeah, the building was going nuts, and I can remember me and I think it was Hillsy. Me and Hillsy were up top, just losing our minds, and that could have been the craziest thing ever. And you start the year at the Dow, we're getting like maybe say 1,500 some nights, and then we're in game 2 of the conference final. We got the whole crowd is doing the wave for the first time I've ever seen in my life. It was wild.
Standing room.
They're
making up seats, bro.
Can you just walk us through that goal? Like, can you just tell us about it and the game leading up to it, just for the listeners to know how big this was, and then the goal itself?
So that game was just wild. I remember like that playoff series. I've never been like athletes talk about being in the zone. Like I've thought I've been in the zone, but I've never been in the zone like I've been in the zone like during that series. That was like the most intense hockey I've ever played. That was my first time playing a playoff series too, coming out of the program. So that was like my first playoff experience, which made it that much cooler for me. But that goal, man, it was crunch time. Clock was ticking down. I don't even remember what was on the clock, but
I think we had a blackout, man.
Dude, we had a whole bunch of shooters and Perfetti out there. I remember Tippett got the puck on the at the left point as a righty, took a step to the middle and just slung one effortlessly like he does. Just a little half wrister. It hits the glass so hard, and we had that nice hard glass in Sag that separates your shoulder when you get hit hard. And he ripped it off the glass. It bounced out back to him at the other point on the other side. So now he's got it at the right point, and he just, slid it over to me. The perfect pass right in my wheelhouse, slow as ever. and I just leaned into it and kind of I don't even know if I looked. To tell you the truth, I kind of blacked out and looked up and went in, and that was like my favorite picture ever. And Tipper picked me up, and that was crazy.
Yeah, that was so sick, man. We got to clip that, Rask, because it's like such a cool clip when Bode scores. He just jumps in the air and Tipper just like grabs him. It was crazy, man. That was electric.
Get Joey's call on it too.
Yeah.
Someone sent me this video. One of you guys, I bet, Bode, you have to have it, right?
I think it's been sent to me. Yeah, I'll go find it.
Yeah, no, it's a nasty clip, and I mean Joey will be losing his mind because he'll get a little Showbound bump with his voice there in the audio. So he'll be freaking out.
I think it gets forgotten in that game. Like that goal was awesome, like and everything, but people forget how sick Clouder's game winner was.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You remember that? Come on, Cards.
Yeah, we talked about it with him the other day, actually.
We had him on.
I want to talk about your NHL drafts. I guess we can start with Bode because you were drafted first.
Yeah. Sure.
So second round, 2018. You're both Islanders picks for listeners because I don't know if we've said that yet, but just take us through. I mean, the actual draft day, where it was and like the feeling and moment you get picked.
Well, I'll start by saying it's obviously an honor to have gotten drafted and everything, and especially to the Islanders. Pretty fortunate and happy the way it all worked out when it's all said and done. But draft day was a bit of a heartbreaker for me, man. Like obviously, on all those rankings, everyone says they're crap, and they are. But I was ranked high and everything. I was watching like NHL Network like 2 hours before the draft was supposed to start. They had me at 17. I was feeling good on day one. I was excited to go there. I like being a first rounder had been my goal for as long as someone said it was possible. So I was really excited on day one, and then the picks just started flying and flying and flying off. Finally, Chicago got on the clock at 27, and I saw someone at the table, I think it was a GM, and he mouthed like I thought he mouthed like he said my name. He ended up saying Bode Wilde, who was like that French defenseman they picked. So I got super hyped for that one, and then I think that was when I knew it was probably no chance, and I was going to be going to day two. And then day two didn't take too long, and once I got picked, I was happy to just have a jersey on and kind of start shaking hands and everything. And it was still the best day of my life, but it was a little bit from a low to a high for me. The rest of it was just kind of surreal. You throw that jersey on and start taking all those pictures and doing all that, all the interviews. And that was all the most exciting stuff ever for me and stuff I'd been dreaming about for years. So definitely a day I'll never forget. And I was lucky enough to have a bunch of family there and stuff. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and had you had a lot of contact with the Islanders, talking meetings, whatever it was throughout the year?
No, so the Islanders came in to USA and gave us the 250 question.
Oh yeah, the famous questionnaire we hear about.
Yeah, the whole team did that, and that was the last time I heard from them before getting drafted. No
Interesting.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, so Kosk, what about you? I know you're a 7th round pick, 2019, also to the Islanders. So did you go to the draft?
Yeah, no, nothing too crazy for me. I was at home, just chilling. I was actually at the lake house on the course with my buddies.
Humble, yep. Lake house.
Yeah, I got the call saying I was going to get drafted by New York, and yeah, no, obviously it's a dream come true. No matter what round it is, no matter what pick it is, it's a blessing just to even have the opportunity to be here. I just trying to take advantage of it, and yeah, that's it. So
yeah, did you do that questionnaire as well?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone in the league had to do it.
That's so annoying.
And every guy we've had on here just comes on and just starts wailing about the Islanders questionnaire.
I'm pretty sure that thing has 50 questions written, a bunch of different ways. Like it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna do it. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit it's a bit of a gong show trying to get that one done. But I know you wanted to talk about maybe signing Rask.
Yeah, so I do want to say, Bode, you obviously you signed your entry level deal. I know Coskey on an AHL deal, and just what was that experience like? And did you make any like big purchases to reward yourself?
Well, yeah, I definitely made a purchase. But signing the contract was awesome. It was exciting for me. My agent called me. He was like, "I got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?" I was like, "Bad news." He's like, "Well, you're not going to World Juniors." I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, what's the good news?" He's like, "The Islanders are going to sign you." I was like, "All right, I don't care." So first thing I did is went to the Dodge dealership and bought myself a car. Treated myself. Been waiting long enough. I was 18, needed my first car, so that's the first thing I did. Yeah, had to take out a loan before I got my second half of my bonus. I wanted the car that bad.
And yeah, how about you, Kosk? Like, I know maybe a smaller deal, and you got your ELC coming next year, probably. Wait, you got any spending?
No, Toyota Camry. Still cooking. Great idea.
Kosk hasn't treated himself to a nice car as Bode's, but I'm sure the Camry could probably take down Bode's car any day of the week.
Always. Oh yeah, I didn't treat myself too crazy. Yeah, just put it away and save up. So.
Well, I just wanted to mention, especially maybe for Bode after hearing that, but the reason that I ask is our partners at Gavin Hockey Well Specialists believe that your goals matter. After hundreds of early morning practices and countless hours on the ice or in the gym, you truly earned your success and you deserve to enjoy it. For over 20 years, the team at Gavin has assisted professional hockey players with setting goals and, more importantly, providing them with a game plan to achieve them. Whether it's a house, a car, a cottage, or even supporting your family, it's all within reach when you partner with a pro. You can check them out at gavingroup.ca. And although Kosk might be on the A deal, he's already got the lake house, so he doesn't have to worry too much. So I want to talk a bit about the AHL. We kind of touched on it at the beginning, but obviously, you know, the season's not going the way you wanted, but individually, how are you finding it, the level, all that stuff? I guess we'll start with Kosk for a season in the AHL. Like, how are you finding it?
Yeah, no, the pace is for sure a lot quicker. You know, passes got to be crisp, you know, especially in practice. You know, every practice I think this year that I've been in is full on pace. So I think it's just the mindset coming into the A is having that like 200-foot play, bringing it every night, making sure you're playing every night. And if you're not, like, you're not going. So I think they make that clear from the start just to make sure you're going in practice and in games. And yeah, it's intense and it's good. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
yeah, Bode, what about you?
yeah, it's been less of an adjustment for me this year, just having gotten a little bit of a look at it last year. And the other thing that I kind of have going for me is like last year, coming off that injury, kind of felt like I was playing on one foot, and this year I kind of feel like I have my legs back. So it's a lot easier for me to defend. Not that it's easy to defend, but it's good to have two legs. But other than that, man, I'm getting a feel for it out here. I just not producing as much as I want to, you know, and that's part of my game. So I'm just trying to figure out a good way to balance, you know, my game with what the coaches want me to do, and you know, start doing what I do.
Yeah, and for you, Bodes, I mean, you just mentioned it, kind of playing on one foot at the start of last year, and I know it's like it was a really shitty injury and stuff. You want to kind of just tell the listeners what kind of happened, and then the rehab process after that, getting into your first year.
Yeah, so I was coming to I came to SAG a couple of days before I had to go to NHL camp on the island, and I was coming to just kind of get my conditioning going. I was expecting to just get a couple practices in with the boys, and then go play, you know, 15 minutes of preseason, let the young guys get some ice time, but kind of get out there, play some power play, you know, get my legs going, just get that game conditioning you can't always replicate, you know, over the summer in practice. And before that even happened, in my first 12 hours in SAG, decided to go do the physical testing with all the boys. Figured I might as well. You know, everything was fine, all the pull-ups, push-ups, whatever we were doing. And then the final thing we did, we were heading into the to a 2-mile run around a track inside. and we were running in a group. So I was kind of middle of the pack right off the start. So we were coming around like there's the first rounding. So the first corner, second corner, we're like right before the second corner, kind of heading into it, and I'm kind of looking at the kid in front of me's back because I'm just running straight, judging the distance between me and him, and not looking down. I guess the kid in front of me dodged it, and there was a 2x4 just like barely on the inside lane of the track, stepped right on it, rolled my ankle outward, and tore 2 out of the 3 ligaments that hold all your ankle together down there. So right away I went down hard, and it didn't really feel like a normal ankle sprain, especially since like after 5 minutes it kind of starts to feel a little better, when you just roll your ankle, and that was not the case. Got nice and swollen, and like the day before I gotten a call from our director of player development. He was like, "Hey, how's it going? Any injuries to report coming into camp? Like, you feeling good?" I was like, "Oh yeah, feeling good, healthy, ready to go." So called him back, and I was like, "Yeah, I spoke too soon. Rolled my ankle, should be fine." And he's like, "All right, let me call you back in 10 minutes." I was like, "All right," and called me back 10 minutes later and said, "Lou wants you to get on a plane tomorrow morning." So that's what I did. Got an MRI. They told me the good news, and I was rehabbing for the next little while, and they kept me on the island to get the best rehab possible. So I was in the facility every day, even at the start of the year. So it was basically the Islanders doing their thing, and then a young little Bode running around, kind of just on one foot in a boot, doing some push-ups every once in a while in the gym, trying to stay out of everyone's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember that though. That was such a fluke, and I just remember how like pissed you were, obviously, because there was so much talk, and you had a good shot of making the Islanders that year potentially. I mean, at being a high pick the year before and stuff, and yeah, it's unfortunate break, but you recovered well, and then ended up having a great year when you came back to SAG anyway. But now that we kind of touched on the A and how they're doing this year, Rask, I know we had a bunch of fan questions this week as we normally do. So I'll kind of let you run through a few of these here.
Yeah, so we got a good first one from our boy Brant Clark. He wants to know, how did it feel when Cardsy scored the game winner against you guys in OT?
Oh, I feel like Cards wheeled this up for him. Didn't feel anything, to be honest. Obviously Cards was going that night and pulling in the net, but whatever.
Is this when I was back, guys? Yeah, right. It was like
Yeah, both, because I remember this was like your third game back, because I came and saw you guys at the hotel.
Tim's that game. Holy!
I remember Cards scores and comes wheeling by the bench. Just comes wheeling by the bench, just staring.
I was coming out of the American League, and every guy I would give a shot to the back to would do a front flip, and I kept getting these cross-checking penalties. It was a joke.
Yeah, I remember that night, and then I think, Bodes, you might have thrown a pizza to me, and I missed on a B-way too, and I was like, that might have been the first pizza I've ever seen Bodes throw, and it was on my tape, and I was
back spasms, bro. Relax.
Oh man, we got like a lot of people ask. I don't know if you even know him, but a lot of people ask, what's Matt Barzal like?
I don't know. And I guess we don't spend a ton of time with him. Like I've barely really talked to him here and there. He's always like flying around gym and stuff, just wheeling around, like talking to the older guys, being loud.
Yeah. He would know more than I would.
But he's a pretty cool guy. Like the guys love him because he just kind of like he's always there working hard like every day. I hear he's like the first guy in and the last guy to leave. But while he's there, he's always having a good time, and he's like being a wild little guy and doing his thing and having fun. And he's like extremely competitive. I know on the ice in practice, man. I'm just watching sometimes. Like when I was hurt, I'd watch practice, and like every time this guy would like miss the net or like put it in the goalie's glove, he would just be so mad. Yeah. And like you can just tell like how hard he pushes himself, and like you can tell like when you watch him play, he does things so effortlessly. Man, he's a cool guy to watch.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Do you witness anything off the ice with him with the girls or anything?
No, I've heard he likes to have fun. I think I remember like some of the boys saying they had fun at this like concert and stuff, and I'm sure they have some better stories. I don't really know. I don't want to go ahead and say anything.
Yeah, no, if it came from you and it got back to him, imagine. That'd be so funny. No, man. I mean, it's just obviously the guy's a man rocket. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, good looking dude. He's the man on the island, and not far from Manhattan. So yeah, plenty of fish in the sea for that guy.
we'll keep it going. I guess, Cards, if you want to jump in, people want to know any memories from Sag, like anything you guys wanted to bring up from Saginaw.
I mean, there's tons. I mean,
We
it
talked
just
about some of
depends
the
on
things.
what you want to know.
Well,
I mean, we got to, yeah, but no, I just remember we probably watched the most movies
Oh yeah.
out of any people in the world, because we had like the crew, and I was living with Cost, so I was always around the older guys, and it was always like Bodes, Webby, Gator, me, Cosk, and we'd be at the movies like we went to like 3 movies a week.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it was yeah.
Not only
it was
that,
out of hand.
but the time we'd spend in the basement playing like
ping pong.
five man shell, bro, trying to win the cup.
Yeah, 5-man shell on All-Star or something, the hardest or something.
Yeah, no, we were just doing the wildest things.
Yeah,
There's
the craziest things.
not a great nightlife out in Sag, so we had to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, we kind of made our own fun, and we spent so much time in like our basement. Me and Kosk, we had amazing billets. Mike and Mel, so shout out to them. I'd imagine they're going to be listeing. And no, but Gil's billets too. We were always at Gil's too.
Oh, yeah.
Always at Gil's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but towards the end though, I think
We were at my house.
we were either at
And your
Bodes' house or my house.
Your house, eh?
did you guys ever go to Frankenmuth? You know that place
Yeah.
for the Christmas market and stuff like that. You ever go?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome. I love that place.
If you ever got the chance to go to Saginaw and go to Frankenmuth.
We went there last year for the league meetings. Like all the league staff had to go to Frankenmuth, and we stayed there. And like it was right in December, so it was like all the Christmas stuff was going on, and
Probably looked sick. Yeah.
it was a fun time. We had a good like couple nights in a row there, and but yeah, I actually met one of the Saginaw owners there too. He was a beauty. Craig, I think, was that his name?
Yeah, Goose.
Yeah. He has like the Saginaw logo on his collar. Yeah. That guy, he was a really nice guy. Like he just came in and was like telling all the staff like how they do such an amazing job. Like, and like good guy, like really good guy. So
yeah, he's like on the board of directors. He might be like the head of something for the league. Like he plays a big role.
He's on the board of directors though.
yeah, no, he's a stud.
Wait, Rask, before you keep going, you brought up Christmas, and it was kind of a funny story with me and Kosk at Christmas time. I mean, so our billets really spoiled us at Christmas too, but the funniest gift that we got matching underwear, and they gave us yeah, I still wear them all the time, but the best part about these underwear, Rask and Bodes, I don't know if you knew this, but so they had gingerbread all over them for Christmas, and so we had matching underwear, me and Kosk, and the best part about it all was they were scratch and sniff. So if you scratch the underwear, it'd smell like gingerbread men. So
you're scratching Kosk's underwear all night, eh?
Yeah, no, I would cuddle with Kosk in bed. We'd be scratching each other's underwear.
You guys can smell the same when you're at the rink.
No, yeah, they legit said that. And then bro, I swear, I think me and Kosk wore them on the same day, and the boys were just ripping into us like sick underwear, boys.
It was so bad.
Yeah, you kept that scratch and sniff detail from us, didn't you? Though, eh? You kept that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. You know what? Not a bad idea. I didn't even know they made those things, but it's pretty funny. Maybe you're just sitting bored on the bus, need something to do, and scratch your underwear, just mess with everybody else on the road. But I got another one about Sag. People want to know who the best and the worst chirper was in Saginaw.
Oh man, I'd say
Cosk is up there.
Yeah,
Good
I was pretty good. Cards pretty good.
Yeah, Cards.
Um,
Who else had fun out there?
Kinger was pretty good.
Clouder was pretty good.
Clouder's pretty good.
I heard Cosk. I heard from people that like everyone hated playing against you. Like I told my buddy last night, I got like Coskey, Bode Wilde coming on the podcast. He's like, I hate Coskey. That guy's a dick. Like hate him.
I get that a lot. I don't know. I don't
not
know.
out there making friends.
I don't know why. I mean, I guess I do know why, but I kind of just play heavy. That's
part of
all.
his game.
But I'm a nice guy off the ice. I like to hang out, but
Yeah, but honestly though, if you don't know Kosk, like you'd think like especially if you're playing against him, you're probably like, I hate this guy, man. Like because he plays hard on the puck, and every goal he scores, he touches ice too. Just
Every
rubs
goal.
it in your face. So
Doesn't change.
you know that's coming. But
me the whole time I was in the O.
No, I don't
Who-
think
Not once.
who is the worst chirper then on SAG? I'm trying to think now.
Probably Goldie.
Yeah.
Goldie.
Fair
Jacob
enough.
Pulaski,
Yeah. He just goes like, it's like kisses that guy.
Yeah.
He really embraces his true animal nature.
Yeah.
Oh man. Every time we post cards, I don't know if you check, it's stick specs. Do you look through them?
Yeah. Well, the people want it, so let's give it to them. What
Okay.
six packs are you using, boys?
Stick specs, go ahead.
Right now I'm just using a CCM trigger.
Trigger 3.
75 flex. With P28 curve.
I got a FT2. Still not good enough to get the 3. I got 95 flex, 3 inches extended. I don't cut them. I just tape them up. And I got a P28 variation. I think it's like a Crystal Tang variation.
Okay. I don't even know what this stuff means, man. Like, I'm so out of touch with the sticks. Like, someone could tell me all the curve types. I have no clue. I don't know. I know the names a little bit. You tell me like Crosby curve, I can get that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess the listeners are way more in touch than I am. But I did want to say, before we kind of wrap it up, cards, do you have anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think we had a good interview and we got a lot of kind of funny stories from SAG and some good memories brought up with the boys. I know you're gonna mention something from our sponsors, a little treat for the boys.
Yeah, we're gonna be sending you both Axel watches. Got mine right here. Me and Cards both got this blue one, but there's plenty of beautiful watches on the website. You guys can check them out, and we'll send them over. And you guys are gonna be looking great, rocking in, heading into New York Islander games soon with the Axel watches. So definitely, for the listeners, check those out. And yeah, I mean that's all from me. I want to thank you guys for coming on. It was fun.
Actually, I got one more thing, Ras.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Cosk needs some style tips. Like this guy, and Bodes loves it too. He wears the Reef flip flops around everywhere. Is he still wearing those, Bodes?
Don't you dare,
He's
man.
replacing them with these Nike slides for now, but the Reefs with the beer opener are going to be coming back in the summer.
So maybe he can tuck the Reefs away, maybe wear the Nikes more and wear a nice watch, and you'll be impressing Bree a lot more than with the Reefers.
The name drop, eh?
Easy. I mean, I think we can wrap it up, right? It was fun. It was good having you guys on. Nice to meet you guys, and good luck for the rest of the season here.
Yeah, thanks for
All right,
having us.
thanks, boys.
Thanks for having
Cheers.
us. Take care.
All right, thanks to Bode Wilde and Cole Coskey for that. It was nice to meet them and hear some of their stories and talk to them. What do you think of that one, Cards?
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool for me to be able to get to catch up with them. We still talk quite a bit, but haven't seen them in a while because of COVID and they're Americans and just obviously long distance. It's tough to keep in touch all the time, but no, really good to catch up and kind of talk about some old memories that we had in SAG and yeah, no, just good to talk to the boys for sure.
Yeah. So before we get into the March Madness update, I just want to mention that Aaron Ekblad, the injury to him, has undergone successful surgery on his lower body, and he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. But it's just a really unfortunate injury that I feel like we should mention, especially since he's a former Barrie Colt. Just a tough one. He's been having an incredible season, and so is Florida as well. So that's a big blow for them. Any thoughts on it, Cards?
Yeah, man. Obviously, we all know Ekblad is unreal. Exceptional status to the OHL and a Barrie Colt. So definitely all of Colt's country. I saw we gave him a tweet. So wishing him all the best from everyone here and just hope for a speedy recovery. And he's such a good player and has such an impact on how Florida's playing. So definitely going to be nice to see him kind of go through this rehab process and hope it all goes well.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to take us through what's going on in March Madness? I know we're getting down to the Final Four and stuff. I haven't really been following it, but I know you're quite in tune with it.
Yeah, man, it's been a debacle. We got set up. We got Houston and Baylor set up for the Final Four matches, and we got Gonzaga's playing right now. I got them in my bracket, so I have no doubt they'll be cruise through this game as they currently are. And then we got the late game tonight, Michigan versus UCLA. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw an upset, but hey, Michigan, good team, and that's why they're the number 1 seed. But no, I'm going to be rooting for Gonzaga the rest of the way. How about yourself?
I'm going Houston, and for no particular reason other than I don't want to agree with you. And I saw that they're the 2 seed, right, and they're playing the 1. So I just kind of want the upset. So
Yeah.
I'm rolling Houston.
Yeah, I know. I like UCLA too. I hope UCLA beats up on Michigan tonight because I'm not a huge Michigan fan overall. So definitely going to be rooting for UCLA tonight.
All right, and I guess that wraps it up. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got some more great content coming up, and we'll see you guys next week.
And Rask is stealing my moment, and so I'm just gonna hop in here and take it away. But yeah, thanks guys, and cheers. Have a great week.